Canada is set to implement new measures aimed at reducing the number of temporary residents in the country. But what does that mean for the students, workers, and visitors? Welcome to TimesXP. I'm Dhriti Atri, and today we explore the details behind Canada's plan and their potential impact. So, the Canadian government plans to introduce new measures to limit the temporary immigration and has no immediate plan to grant status to undocumented residents, and this particular data is according to the Immigration Minister, Marc Miller. He said the time of unrestricted immigration program is swiftly concluding. This represents a significant change. You can't just abruptly halt and expect an instant stop. Now, in its recent post, the Bank of Canada questioned whether the government can meet its goal for reducing temporary residents or not. The report noted that as of April, non-permanent residents were 6.8% of the total population, and this number is expected to rise even soon. Canada is seeing record numbers of refugee claims with over 18,000, that too in June. This data is given by Immigration and Refugee Board. This increase continued despite the government's effort to reduce asylum seekers by closing the land border with the United States through a controversial agreement and imposing new visa requirement for Mexicans. While Canada can't control the number of claims, it can make it really hard for asylum seekers to even enter the country. While these changes aim to address important issues, they also bring uncertainty for the people who depend on temporary visa. Now, Canada has been a long proud on its welcoming approach to newcomers. The current Liberal government increased the number of new residents, specifically the temporary ones. They helped to fill the jobs after the pandemic. However, recently, some people have begun blaming the immigrants for worsening the housing crisis and affordability problem. Critics say that federal government has allowed too many people to enter the country. Now let me give you a data. A Lager poll from July found that 60% of the people think that Canada is admitting too many immigrants. Marc Miller acknowledged that Canada is not free from anti-immigrant sentiment, saying that Canadians want a system that is controlled and makes sense. He believes that immigration will be a major issue in next election that is expected in late 2025. On the other hand, the Canadian government has already started taking actions. So in January, it set a 2-year cap on international students because this part of the immigration system was overheated, and it is not meant to be a backdoor entry into Canada. Then again, in March, the government introduced its first ever cap on temporary immigration. Canada plans to reduce the number of temporary residents to just 5% of the total population over the next 3 years. That is down to 6.2% in 2023. Now, this would mean cutting the number of temporary residents by about 20% from 2.5 million in 2023. For more such information, do follow TimesXP.